Before we start, please watch my previous video. The link will be in the description.
5 years ago, I uploaded that video trying to explain how Anna Sass's fast money round resulted in all zeros. Today's the 5-year anniversary of uploading that video as of writing this. Originally, I was going to reflect on that video by explaining what I was thinking and why I felt obligated to defend her. But then I kept thinking about the video itself, and even though the incident happened nearly 8 years ago, 9 years ago since it was filmed months in advance, I still have a lot more to say and some unfinished business to take care of. As long as Anna got a second chance at fast money, and as long as the Sass family got a second chance, both happening in 2018, I might as well give myself a second chance at this topic. First of all, this is definitely not my best video according to my audience at least. It was my most viewed video, my most liked video, and my most disliked video. 61 likes now and a 60%. I remember there was a point when there were 20 likes to 26 dislikes. Don't really mind that. If you don't agree, that's fine. It's also definitely not my best video according to me, almost exclusively because of the audio. That's the most obvious. So now on to the unfinished business. Before I get to anything else, I need to address that I still stand by the points I made in the original video. One of the reasons I decided to do a second part was because I briefly presented the survey I conducted asking the exact same questions as the fast money round. I never referred to it again. What's actually funny is I was thinking about this in around late November or early December that I never talked about the survey. Then toward the middle of December, someone pointed out that I bait and switched, whatever the past tense is. That was not my intention. To the credit of the comment, this was an actual constructive, legitimate criticism of my video. Of course, the opinions of the surveyors were important to the arguments I was trying to construct. I was also concentrating on giving my own thoughts and felt more obligated to defend Anna getting all zeros. That's not me defending the bait and switch. I'm simply addressing how it happened. Now on to the survey. So I thought I still had the survey. I was hoping to give myself a chance to analyze the different answers given, as well as getting a better quality image of the survey itself. You can still see some of the answers written in the original video. One of the points of the survey was the timing. People were able to give an answer immediately. The difference here is the surveyors were on the spot and Anna was. That would have definitely helped out the purpose of my original video. Speaking of, another important factor is that, more often than not, Steve gives the contestants a chance to take their time and answer the last question, or any question that was left blank. This was not the case for Anna, though I'm sure she would have definitely answered, name a noisy insect. Either that or Steve could have told her, I think you misunderstood, fill in the blank. A married couple might be deeply in what? That would have assuaged the amount of pressure Anna was in. There was definitely no pressure when I conducted the same survey. As for the answers themselves, most of them were the answers Tim gave. Others were answers neither contestant gave. I don't know if they watched the survey beforehand. Knowing how diverse the answers are, the People's Survey could have just as easily received all zeros, especially when there was no first contestant and this was their first shot. In fact, I think anyone else could have just as easily got all zeros, which sort of answers what if Anna won first and Tim won second. It could have even happened to the two brothers, as they also played fast money in the two games the Sass family won. I think Andy was the only one who didn't play any of the fast money rounds. This will be important for later. Moving on from the survey, now on to what I didn't address in the original video. There were articles that posted about the incident. I only addressed what happened and gave my own commentary in my video. Essentially, the articles follow the same format. Give the overview, Tim scoring 182 points and Anna needing 18 and not scoring anything. The brief interview, giving Anna's perspective, and calling it a fail. Others have called it the worst fail. As for the articles themselves, I really don't have much to say aside from the content in the article. Originally, I wanted to analyze a few of the articles. However, the Huffington Post and USA Today, for example, don't add much after explaining the incident. Plus, there are several. The Huffington Post published the article on May 7th. This was actually posted the day before a lot of other articles. Family Feud fail is one for the game show's ages. Even compared to how painful game show moments of late, a link to a Wheel of Fortune incident, Tuesday's Family Feud was a doozy. The Sass family of Stockton, California, needed a mere 18 points to score 200 in the Family Feud and secure $20,000. That pretty much meant all Anna Sass had to do was utter just one semi-popular answer among the 5 poll questions that host Steve Harvey asked her complete. Semi-popular Technically, she did give semi-popular answers. One could even argue that the first two answers, 4 and restaurant, were semi-popular. Since we're writing about this, you might have already guessed the outcome, but it doesn't make the clip above any less cringeworthy. I don't see a clip. Is it Talking with the Wheel of Fortune clip to compare? Sass, the general manager of a PR agency, told the Huffington Post on Wednesday that the episode actually shot last year, but its recent broadcast rekindled the memories. It brings back all the emotions, the feeling that I had let my family down, she said. At least she has a few people who know she only did as well as she was able to. Still, survey says, Sass is a good sport. We had a great time and we still laugh about the entire experience, she said. Sass herself was definitely a good sport. However, there was an immediate reaction I'll get to later on in the video. The article from Travelers Today is in all caps and is titled, Family Feud Fail Video. Watch how contestant Anna Sass bombed $20,000. She shares what it feels like to have had the possible worst Family Feud fail ever. A mouthful of a title. Oh, this epic Family Feud fail hurts. The Travelers Today article is one of the examples that I listed earlier as to there's not much content other than what happened. It wasn't until the Record Now article when I found out this Family Feud clip was trending #1 on Facebook. The Sass's Tuesday and Wednesday appearances on the Family Feud TV quiz show have rocketed into cyberspace orbit. It was trending #1 on Facebook Thursday afternoon. Yes, we went viral, Carrie Sass, Anna's mother-in-law, said. She was laughing hysterically about the family's YouTube prominence. I just watched her on the Today Show, NBC TV, and Good Morning America, ABC, for goodness sakes. RecordNet also informs a lot about Anna's thoughts during and after the infamous moments. It also mentions Anna repeated a few of Tim's answers, while the rest of the articles only report she got all zeros. The article also includes the perspectives of Anna's family. She's my general manager, Carrie Sass, who didn't compete, said of Anna's role at Sass Public Relations Incorporated. She's awesome. She's the sweetest girl, the one who bakes cookies for everyone. She does seem really nice, doesn't she? We were not on drugs. Andy Schloss, 31, Anna's sister, said on Facebook. We aren't always that wild, but tend to go bonkers when there's an audience. You witnessed pure, genuine Sass family crazy. The bonus round was a lot of pressure, and clutch Tim Sass got tons of #1 answers. We still love Anna very much after the goose egg performance. Dad's was a tough act to follow. RecordNet even reports on the Sass family losing and were brought back. In August, the family lost in its third game, but the show's producers brought us back due to a technical error. Andy said, who knows what that even means? I never know what that means. It's not uncommon for Steve to notify the family and the audience of. I remember some family was brought back twice because of it. I can't remember the name. Just that Steve called the contestant Big Sexy and was just one of the nicest contestants to appear on the show. This article posts a lot of information I didn't know until now. The other articles only mention Anna was a good sport. RecordNet posts, despite the disappointment, Anna said she'd do it again in a heartbeat. If they called tomorrow, I'd want to go back. It's a complete shock. I didn't think they did the taping would be this big. I'm really excited. It's very cool. No, that's not an oversight. That was in the article itself. I did a test reading and had to look at it again to confirm. Maybe it was a typo, or maybe it was typed that way because she misspoke. Anyway, the Sass family did come back, which I'll address later on. The Free Library published an article not giving their opinion. Instead, it cites the mixed opinions one side has compared to the other. Daily Mail gives a more organized view of the situation and leaves a comment section for others to voice their thoughts. Rare.us published an article in April of 2016, almost 2 years after the incident and less than a year before my video was posted. The most epic collapse in Family Feud history left Steve Harvey and one family absolutely speechless. As her family looked on in horror and clutched each other for support as Anna managed to mess up every single answer in the fast money round, she just couldn't do it. She repeated answers that had already been given, threw in some totally random things as she kept trying. The questions aren't that hard. This is probably the worst joke ever on the show. Maybe she didn't understand how the show works. Maybe she had never seen it before. Probably it was just an advanced case of stage fright. Definitely one of the harder opinions, as the author questioned if Anna even understood how Family Feud worked, or if she had even seen it, when actually, this is their fourth game. Maybe the author doesn't understand stage fright. Maybe the author hasn't seen the rest of the episode, or any of the Sass family appearances, for that matter. One of the more recent articles was posted just a few months ago, half a year ago to be exact. We'll end on this one. The biggest Family Feud fails ever. It ranks moments as 1 to 10. Anna's number 9, and the notorious gerbil answer is number 1. Another moment I've been meaning to talk about for years. This comes from Yahoo. I could go on, but you get the idea. As long as I'm taking care of unfinished business, I have more to add in this one particular interview. Steve mentioned this moment when interviewed by Seth Meyers in a video titled Steve Harvey's Favorite Bad Family Feud Answers, Late Night with Seth Meyers. This was posted in November of 2014, 6 months after the episode itself aired. The interview is 4 minutes long, and even though other moments were noted, talking about Anna took a minute and a half. I imagine the fact that it's the most recent and it went viral added to why that was. Steve was evidently still in complete shock, and especially because he's on the spot, he didn't get the scores correct. In the fast money round, Tim got 182 points and Anna needed 18. Steve recalled Tim receiving 188 points and Anna needing 12. I'm curious as to how Anna's critics never caught on to that. After all, they were a lot harder on Anna for a simple mistake. A few simple mistakes. And this was definitely a simple mistake from Steve. I also wonder what they thought of the Miss Universe moment from 2015. It did happen the following year, after all. After assuring Family Feud is generous by insisting they want you to win the $20,000, which adds to him still being in shock at the fact that she got all zeros, he repeats a quote that wasn't in the episode. Cover your ears, kids.
After she got 5 zeros and only needed 12 points, she walked past her sister. Her sister said, "Oh no, this bitch didn't."
I have mixed feelings about the quote itself. First, even though my original video was defending Anna and giving my perspective of the comments saying she did terribly, I can understand the comment coming from the sister or anyone in the family or the team. From the perspective of the immediate reaction of the heat of the moment, it makes sense. She was there after all. Second, I don't agree the comment was the best reaction. It was definitely harsh and she blamed it on Anna entirely. The sister was there. She just wasn't in the fast money positions and was the only member to not play in the 4 games the Sass family won. To this day, I still don't know if they won the car that day. Well, I don't think so, because they did come back after all. Analyzing the comment a little further, I wonder if this was part of the Sass family craze that Andy Schloss was commenting on Facebook. After Steve repeats the comment, Steve, Seth, and the audience laugh, then adds all that had to be cut and edited out. The position seemed to be a disaster for all parties involved. Now, after the Sass family hugs and consoles Anna, Steve reminds the family they'll return for a new car to, I guess, give a happy ending. I'm assuming this is after the comment was uttered. Seeing Steve in the fast money round was as difficult as seeing Anna because Anna was progressively appearing more and more upset, as well as her family, as they prayed and looked anxiously at the board. Steve has to carry on the show as normal and try his best to cheer the situation up. A common TV trope, and here it is happening in real life to a comedian. One of the aspects I completely ignored unintentionally was the infamous all zeros moment appearing in one of the Family Feud lists. The Family Feud YouTube channel used to often post top 5 moments. They were compiled in a series of lists titled All-Time Greatest Moments. The viral all zeros moment was ranked number 3 under the video All-Time Greatest Moments in Family Feud History, Part 9. Unforgettable fast money moments. You'll notice the amount of views. Notice the amount of views is more than twice the original video combined. Now, before we get to the results of the moment ranked as number 3, let's take a look at the other all-time greatest fast money moments. Number 5 is a fast money round that was similar to the Sass family round. A contestant named Nathan gave popular answers that resulted in a total of 179 points, just 3 under 182. The family only needs 21 points to win the $20,000. Nathan's partner, Rob Jr., gives answers that aren't as popular. As Steve and Rob Jr. look at the results, everyone's in suspense at how little points he received. Even the red square blinking seemed to take longer than usual. By the third answer, everyone was in shock. The fourth answer resulted in 199 points in total. They only need 1 point to win $20,000, and the lowest scores in any Family Feud answer get 2 points. This scene is a TV trope for sports and trivia when both teams need only 1 point to win, and here it is in real life in a Family Feud game. The last answer, meats, receives 2 points, and Rob Jr. dropped to the ground due to a mix of shock, happiness, and relief. Number 4 was only on there because of a funny answer. The results weren't even shown, and it went right to number 3, which is the Anna Sass round. Number 2 is a similar incident. The first guy, Jim, gave 5 answers that resulted in only 14 points. Steve tells Paul that he needs to give every number 1 answer, and right after Steve reveals the score to Paul, he laughs hysterically. Jim tells him, "That's 2 touchdowns. That's 2 touchdowns." I was actually thinking of Woodrow Wilson's 14-point speech. Interesting contrast. And just to add more to the contrast, this clip is the only reason I know a touchdown is worth 7 points.
Pushing in for the touchdown.
Paul gave fairly popular answers that resulted in a total of 138 points among both players. So, Paul's score resulted in 124 points. There was another family whose first player only got 8 points. It was the Hodges family. You can find the video by searching February 18th, 2014 Family Feud episode, uploaded by Scott Nye. Despite the video getting 4.5 million views, this does not remain as a notorious Family Feud moments. Notice the date of the episode is under 3 months before Anna Sass's Fast Money round. The Fast Money round in question was reposted by Drew Fortenberry only last year in December of 2020. And number 1 was another viral video titled Regina Shocks the World, a video that, like Jim's Fast Money round, still has more views than the list. This is a round where the questions were way too easy. In Fast Money, the last questions had the most obvious answer that contained the highest amount of points. Here, both answers in the last question were a total of 86 points. They were guaranteed the win. Even here, one could claim Regina only did well because of the questions being as easy as they were. The Russell family won a total of 230 points, and they won that much even after they struggled on the third question. Estimating how high the number 1 answer is per question, let's say 24 in this case, they wouldn't have even needed the last question, which you already saw got 52 points. I also didn't think it was exactly fair for such contrasting moments to appear on the list, especially right before the number 1 moments. After all, the series is titled All-Time Greatest Moments. Especially since this is the complete opposite of Anna Sass, people don't think or analyze the question, the answer, or the scores to each answer, which brings me to my next point, the comments section. We just looked at 4 rounds of Fast Money that evidently had their own reasons for being on there. However, you'll immediately see the comments talking about Anna Sass. There were a few who also talked about Jim, and some about Rob Jr. As long as I'm talking about the moment reposted on YouTube, there were other YouTube videos that re-uploaded the incident and describing it as the worst. The YouTube channel Turd Ferguson uploaded and titled Worst Family Feud Player Ever. And that's pretty harsh. I guess it's similar to calling it the worst Family Feud fail. However, calling her the worst player just doesn't make sense because of the points I made in the original video. Half of Anna's answers were the same as Tim's, meaning if she went first, she would have scored at least 100 points. One of Anna's answers after name a place where people keep checking their watch was restaurant. That was a good answer. Just the fact that she repeated the answers is more than can be said as to how she's not the worst player ever because she was definitely thinking of the top answers. It should also be noted that there are times when, in Family Feud, mainly the toss-ups, a contestant can give an answer, not be on there, and Steve will tell them it's a good answer. I wish he gave that encouragement to Anna. The description reads, First Family Feud member gets 182 points in the first round, leaving the second family member needed only 18 points to win Fast Money. She fails horribly. The video was posted the same day as the Family Feud channel posted the incident. This video was also taped from in front of the TV, rather than downloading and re-uploading it, so I don't even have to ask if the Turd Ferguson account saw the video to know Anna didn't do horribly. And yes, I know Turd Ferguson is based on a Jeopardy Saturday Night Live comedy sketch. The YouTube channel Game Show Gumbo claimed Anna let the pressure get to her and she didn't think of second or third answers, which I thought was the point of Fast Money. You're on the spot and you have to think of second and third answers in seconds, hence the term Fast Money. As time went by, I eventually wondered how the contrast was between Anna Sass scoring all zeros and families who scored 199 points in total, or being a hair too short, whether they missed it by a point or 2, or 10. Well, in 2013, there was a family that scored 199 points. This time, the first player was blamed for the family losing by a point because she answered turnips. Scoring 199 isn't that uncommon, whether in total or only needing one before the next answers are revealed. There was a family that also scored 199 points in total. The players answered 4 out of the 5 number 1 answers, so the fact that they still didn't win says how little the answers sometimes translate to the points. This is a case where neither player was blamed and instead joked about frog and alligator being the answer, referring to previous Family Feud moments. Name an animal with 3 letters in its name. The Family Feud channel uploaded Heartbreaking Fast Money, which was heartbreaking because the family missed it by 1 point. This is a case when the score was blamed. People were asking how science was worth only 3 points. Which school subject do you think is the most useful in real life? So the score was blamed and questioned here, yet nobody questioned why none of Anna's answers resulted in 0, except for that one person in the audience who shouted, "What?" when restaurants scored 0. I remember the McNulty family also scored 199 points. I can't find the video anywhere. I only found one video of it. It got 4,000 views and no comments. However, the person recording it does give their reactions, so that helps a little.
Oh, she got baited!
Jeez, no wonder she got 199. She couldn't even name part of her body that started with 4 letters.
She did!
There's also the Reddit thread, "How funny is it when someone finishes 199 points on Family Feud," which is not available. I could go on. I think I've seen the different audience reactions to the families scoring 199 points in total on Fast Money. As I've seen more and more game shows, I've heard answers that led me to wonder what Anna Sass critics would think of these other answers. Take this for example. Name a kind of suit that would not be suitable for the office, was a question asked on a Family Feud toss-up. Britain answers chicken noodle.
Chicken noodle. Suit.
This was an instance when the contestant got the wrong answer because he misheard it. And guess what? People in the comments misheard it as well, one of them being the top comment. So they don't blame Britain, and I don't blame them for not blaming Britain. A similar incident happened in the question, name something that gets dumped. Unlike the chicken noodle answer when both contestants were at the podium, Michelle, who's one of the nicest and sweetest people I've seen on a game show, would have been the 4th person to answer, and she misheard. Nicole answers a person.
A person.
A person.
Kathy answers garbage, and you can hear Michelle say good answer.
Steve, garbage.
Garbage.
When it's Michelle's turn, she introduces her reason before giving her answer. Alright, because my husband likes this. Dunking basketballs.
Alright, because my husband likes this, he dunking basketballs!
Her husband says dumped before Michelle adds, dumped? I thought it was dunked. Dunked? I thought it was dunked.
Dumped? I thought it was dunked. Dumped? I thought it was dumped.
Before laughing and smiling because she got it wrong. I see a lot of myself in her. There was also the question, name a word that begins in octo, and the contestant at the podium answers automotive, after the other contestant already answered October.
Octopus.
Octopus.
Automotive.
Octomotive.
So she misheard it, unfortunately costing them the round and the car. That's the interesting thing about Family Feud, is when a contestant gets an answer wrong because they misheard the question. The human brain associates and misassociates certain words and phrases to produce funny connections. This could explain Anna's answers. For example, name something a person's belly does. Her brain probably translated it as, name something a person does from their belly, the answer being throws up in this case. And as for a married couple might be deeply in marriage, her brain could have only translated the married couple as a couple in love, and gave the answer marriage after love. That's my second theory, at least, for the last answer. My first theory is she just wanted to give an answer for the sake of answering because she still had to answer the question she passed. Name a noisy insect. I'm a lot more curious of how many Family Feud viewers watch Jeopardy! More specifically, I wonder how many of the viewers of that specific incident watched Jeopardy! Earlier this season on Jeopardy! There were 2 super champions, Matt Amodio and Amy Schneider, both of whom also gave answers that could be seen as bad. On Matt Amodio's 20-second game, one of the daily doubles was, on a motorcycle, it's a flip-out lever on the side used to spin the engine and not an online money raiser. Matt answered, what's the handle? It should be noted he went down to 0 because he risked it all, then answered the next 2 questions wrong, only to be in the lead again following a streak. Plot twist, he answers wrong and loses all his money. It was one of the rare Double Jeopardy gimmies too. The question was, on a motorcycle, it's a flip-out lever on the side used to spin the engine and not an online money raiser. I thought GoFundMe, and right when I said it, I thought Kickstarter. Not an online money raiser gave it away. The night Matamodio lost, there was a question that showed a clip of the trailer, Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Tom Hardy is back in rare form again playing Eddie Brock, a journalist who shares his body with this alien symbiote.
What's a Venom?
Matt answers, what's, Spawn?
Spawn?
No.
What? He missed it?
Jonathan.
What is Venom?
That's correct. And you can see Venom, Let There Be Carnage exclusively in theaters right now.
I'm highlighting this moment because A, this was the moment Matamodio lost the game since he wasn't able to regain the lead. B, Matamodio lost this game and he won 38 games prior. So if he gave Spawn as the answer instead of Venom, you can imagine how much more forgiving and lenient Anna Sass's fast money round should have been viewed as. And C, in my Matamodio loses video, I described it as the Carnage question, and I just wanted to be able to correct myself.
The Carnage question was when Matt began to struggle and lost the lead. He wasn't able to regain the lead. Others were speculating if Matt was losing on purpose.
See, even I messed up, and I thought a lot about trying out for Jeopardy! I said the Carnage question because the trailer was for the film Venom, Let There Be Carnage, hence the human brain associating and misassociating certain words and phrases. I apologize if anyone watching is a fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Marvel Entertainment YouTube channel uploaded Marvel categories when the college championship took place. It would be a fun experiment to show the clip of Matt answering, "What is Spawn?" to those who are fans of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The two examples I just gave, I never saw anyone address Matt missing such easy questions. The only one I have seen was from the YouTube channel Ken88, who added his reaction to the title. Even the night Matamodio loses, the Final Jeopardy question could be seen as obvious. In fact, fans were actually pointing out how simple the question was.
The Final Jeopardy category was countries of the world. The question was, Nazi Germany annexed this nation and divided it into 4 regions of the Alps and the Danube. The Allies later divided it into 4 sectors. By this point, I wasn't even thinking of a guess. I was more concentrated on how this game would go and who the winner could be. Matt answered Poland, which was incorrect.
In between Matamodio's and Amy Schneider's record-breaking streaks, there was a second champion, Jonathan Fisher, who defeated Matamodio. He then went on to win 10 more games. One of the daily doubles throughout his reign was Chapter 1 of this 1939 novel has quite a lot to say about dust. Like, in the morning, it hung like fog. So obviously it's about the Dust Bowl. Jonathan answered, "What's Gone with the Wind?" Gone with the Wind is set in the Civil War, not the Dust Bowl or the Great Depression. The answer was Grapes of Wrath.
It was on the tip of my tongue. I just knew that it was about the Dust Bowl, and I kept telling myself it's not of mice and men. Jonathan guessed Gone with the Wind. The correct answer was Grapes of Wrath. The 1939 novel gave it right away.
In this case, Jonathan only thought of the year 1939, as that's when the Gone with the Wind film adaptation was released. The novel was published in 1936. Jonathan is also a stage actor, so on top of winning 11 games in total, you can imagine how that compares to Anna's throws up and deeply in marriage answers. Speaking of Final Jeopardy, let's move on to Amy Schneider. One of the Final Jeopardy questions was, one of the screenwriters of this 2001 film described it as Clueless meets The Paper Chase. While both the contestants answered Legally Blonde, which was the right answer, Amy answered Never Been Kissed. I didn't know this at the time. This is one of the questions that stumped a lot of fans, as many of them thought it was Legally Blonde and weren't 100% sure. So it's no wonder nobody questioned Amy missing an obvious Final Jeopardy question. This is another example of a super champion who won 36 previous games, not knowing an easy answer, again understanding how forgivable Anna Sass's answers were. The night Amy Schneider lost, she and Ken Jennings agreed in order to do well on Jeopardy, you have to be young enough to know the pop charts. Which brings me to my last Jeopardy example. Back in 2014, in one of the Jeopardy College Championship tournaments, one of the categories was Johnny Gilbert performs today's hits. One of the questions is, I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All my people front to the back nod. Princeton student Terry O'Shea answers,
Who's Kanye West?
No. Tucker. Who's Eminem?
I mean, it does sound like a Kanye West lyric. I'm sure of it. I haven't heard any Kanye West songs. I don't think. Amy Schneider listened to Lose Yourself by Eminem, so I wonder how she'd feel if she saw this clip.
I would get the song Lose Yourself by Eminem going on in my head. And it's just a reminder that this is, my one shot at Jeopardy and that it's staying in this moment and there's no excuse for thinking about anything else. This is the only thing I need to think about right now. Ken concludes by telling her, well, it appears to be working out. If you're on Jeopardy, think about Mom's spaghetti. The one thing I can't stop thinking about is the thing Amy said she thinks about before the start of every show. The lyrics to Lose Yourself by Eminem. Well, today's show is another shot for you, Amy, and a first shot for your challengers, Patrick and Brittany.
Terry O'Shea, whom I also see a lot of myself in, went on to win the college tournament, as this was the final night. Meanwhile, there were only 3 comments addressing the Who is Kanye West answer, none of which were posted at the time I uploaded the Anna Sass video. Now I wonder if James Holtzauer missed any answers on easy questions. So, I've given examples from confident and studious contestants, some of the best Jeopardy has to offer, missing what are seen as obvious answers. We're never going to answer every question, and because we're human, we will miss obvious things that are and were right in front of us. The last point I need to address is the Sass family returned to Family Feud in 2018. I've been wanting to discuss this for years. The Family Feud channel uploaded a video titled, No Zeros This Time, Anna Crushes Fast Money. This is too cool, though I had mixed feelings about the title. At first I read it as, No Zeros This Time, Anna Crushes Fast Money, in Steve Harvey's voice, until I actually analyzed the title now. The emphasis is on the this. It's actually amazing to see Anna in Family Feud again. This was in November of 2018. I don't remember why they returned years later. It must have been some special event because other families from years prior were also playing around this time. The description reads, Anna from the Sass family became a YouTube sensation with her brutal appearance on Fast Money when she got 5 straight zeros. But no, it's redemption time. The description confirmed part of my mixed feelings on the title, that she'll always be known for receiving all zeros. In the infamous viral performance, Tim was credited for how well he did. This time, he missed an answer that was so obvious. We asked 100 married women, name an occasion your wife looks forward to more than you do. Tim answers birthday, and Anna answers anniversary.
Her birthday.
Anniversary.
The contrasting scores on this one answer proves Anna's perceived poor performance was, in fact, just a fluke. There were 4 of these Fast Money rounds, all of which included Anna. You can imagine how many answers she gave that were on the board in the first 2 rounds. The double point round, or double Family Feud if we're going by Double Jeopardy, and triple point round, or triple Family Feud. In my original video, I pointed out this is the 4th day, so Anna had to have given good answers in those 4 days. Back to their appearance in 2014, I also showed the footage of poor quality and have my own footage, which also has poor quality. Well, 4 months after my original video was posted, a WordPress blog posted an archive of all the answers in the 4 rounds and Fast Money from the episode in question. In the toss-up question, name a place people get romantic because there's a risk factor of getting caught. According to this archive, Anna gave the number 1 answer, which was car/Dad's Buick, so I assume she just said car. What's funnier is I found this post by complete accident. I was searching for a different question I found particularly amusing. Then I noticed the date of the episode and saw the format of the post. So I searched WordPress 5/6/2014, which brings us to now. I wonder how much it would have helped Anna if someone just uploaded this one answer following the viral incident. Also, I'm glad Anna's viral zeros moment never appeared on any of Watch Mojo's lists. The closest time it happened was when Watch Mojo added the clip of Anna buzzing in before Steve read the question, a moment that occasionally happens in Family Feud, by the way. The clip of Anna from the family's return introduces the 16-minute video, Top 20 Dumbest Family Feud Moments, and is fortunately never referred to again. That was really not good, I'm sorry.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 dumbest Family Feud fails.
Even a clip from the Seth Meyers interview plays at one point in the video. Well, I think I'm done. There's not a lot more I can say aside from other vaguely known answers given from the Sass family. I'm going to conclude the video right here. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
And as always, thank you for watching.